Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Today we are joined by my cat, Lily. She's going to be my co-host for today. I hope you all are having an amazing Thursday. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy schedules, especially now. This time of the year is so busy, so really appreciate y'all joining us today. I am so excited for everyone to be joining. We have such a fantastic speaker lineup today, and I love this topic that we're going to be talking about. Drop in the chat where you guys are tuning in from. I'm calling in from Orlando, Florida. It is nice and sunny today. We are definitely almost in the midst of summer. We're at the end of spring, entering summer soon, and we are definitely feeling that weather right now. Hello, everyone. We've got New York, San Francisco, Long Beach, London, Charleston, Palm Beach, Canada, Michigan. I love it. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Hello. Okay, let's go ahead and jump right in. So today, y'all, we are going to be talking about how the smartest beauty and wellness brands are scaling acquisition profitably. I am so excited for this session today because you girl loves a beauty and wellness brand. So we have a fantastic speaker lineup today and some amazing tips. So speaking of our speaker lineup today, we have Michael from Gorgias, Krista from ShipBob, Thamana from Triple Whale, Gabe, and we have Sarah from Okendo, Morgan from Signified, Emma from Nosto, Jessica from Grow, we have Christy from Impact, and Gabe from Everything Bagel. Okay. Amazing speaker lineup today. And as most of y'all are always asking, yes, today's session is going to be recorded. Have no fear. Everyone is going to get that recording after today's session. So if there's anything that you missed, if you want to zoom in on anything, you want to take some screenshots of some slides, you didn't get any notes in time, have no fear. The session will be sent out afterwards to everyone, and today's session is recorded. So we will send that out after today's webinar is finished. And we have some amazing prizes for you all. So for anyone who has not joined in the past, welcome to Whale Watching. This is our Triple Whale monthly webinar that we host. And if this is your first time, welcome. We are so glad to have you here. And if you're a returning visitor, welcome back. So something that we like to do here at Triple Whale to spice up our webinars and give back to y'all and just a token of our appreciation for you guys taking time out of your busy schedule to join us is we have some amazing giveaway items for you today. So we have just so many very on topic giveaway items. We have some dossier, we have some Ilia Beauty, some aloe. So it is just some fantastic giveaway prizes for y'all. And the way that you can get your hands on one of these giveaway items is by being active in the chat. That is the number one way that you will have the best chance of taking home one of these giveaway items, because y'all, I literally just blindly scroll through the chat at the end of each session and choose the giveaway winner that way. So the more engaged you are, the more that you're chatting it up in the chat, and the more engaged and the more questions you're asking or comments you're making, the better chance you have at taking home one of these giveaway items. So keep the chat engaged. Also, it's just way more fun when we're all just like chatting away in there. So keep up the yapping. All right. And with that said, everyone, I'm going to bring up our first speaker of the day. Joining me up on stage, we have Sarah from Okendo. Sarah is the agency partner manager at Okendo, leveraging over 2.5 years of expertise in the partnerships field. Welcome to the stage, Sarah. How are you? Oh, I think you're muted, my love.
There we go. Hi, everybody.
Hello,
thanks so
love.
much for the introduction. I'm super excited to share with you guys today. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Amazing. The stage is all yours, love. Take it away.
Waiting for it to load for a second. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Once again, thanks so much for the introduction and for everyone tuning in. Once again, I'm Sarah. I'm the agency partnerships manager here at Okendo. I'm super excited to dive into how health and beauty brands can scale acquisition profitability in 2025. So let me give you a quick introduction into who we are. Okendo is a customer marketing platform designed to help brands maximize the value of their customers. So we do this by increasing lifetime value and driving long-term impact across your customer base. So we offer a suite of 5 connected products: quizzes, reviews, loyalty, referrals, and surveys, all built exclusively for Shopify and Shopify Plus brands. So what sets us apart is our focus on driving measurable revenue. We are also laser focused on helping you achieve the highest possible ROI, which is why we are trusted by 16,000 of the fastest growing brands in the Shopify ecosystem, many of those being beauty brands that you might recognize. So, Ilia, Summer Fridays, House Labs by Lady Gaga, Amika Road, and a lot more where that came from. We also partner with the best tech apps and partner and marketing platforms in the space, such as Google, TikTok, Meta, Klaviyo, Recharge, and Attentive, and more. So you can seamlessly integrate Okendo into your existing tech stack. So, our main mission is to help brands grow by transforming shoppers into superfans. So, these are your loyal customers who are consistently engaging with your brand, returning to your site, and advocating for you. So, you can cultivate superfans through reviews, loyalty programs that reward engagement, referral programs, and personalized experiences using tools like the Net Promoter Score surveys and quizzes. Now, the fastest way to grow your customer base is by building trust early on in the process. That's through authentic reviews, strategic syndication, and incentivized referrals. So, we've seen that 47% of consumers are more likely to click through a social media post or ad if ratings and reviews are highlighted. Now, when it comes to capturing attention in the super saturated and crowded feed that you're typically seeing, authenticity always wins. So, Lemmy, Salt and Stone, and Bloom Nutrition are all really great examples of brands using real customer reviews and their paid ads. So, by highlighting customer experiences, these brands are giving shoppers the confidence to click through and engage, driving both the traffic and conversions. And smart brands aren't just keeping reviews on their own sites, they're also syndicating the best content across TikTok Shop, Google Shopping, and Meta. So by showcasing top-rated reviews where shoppers are browsing, brands like Timeless Skincare, Summer Fridays, and Jukebox are building trust earlier in the journey and then opening the door to new audiences that they might not have reached otherwise. And another pathway along that theme of building trust with your customers is through referrals, because referrals are turning your happiest customers into your best marketers. So College & Co is a great example of this. They both reward the customer and the referred friend with a $25 coupon. So it's like a simple win-win incentive that not only drives new customer acquisition, but it's also encouraging repeat purchases from those people that are your most loyal friends and fans. Now, once shoppers land onto your site, it's all about making it easy for them to trust, personalize, and then confidently complete that purchase. So, we are typically seeing that 99% of consumers are reading reviews while they're shopping online. And as an avid online shopper myself, I can definitely say that I fall into that 99%. So typically, when you are shopping online for these health and beauty products, this is a purchase that is going to be very personal to the shopper. So that consumer is going to heavily rely on social proof to help validate their purchasing decisions. So, for example, with 20 or Tower 28's customized reviews widgets, their engaged community contributes high quality photos, videos, and product attributes like you're seeing here, giving shoppers that confidence to deeply research and trust the product before purchasing, leading to those higher conversion rates. We've also seen that 80% of shoppers are more likely to purchase from brands that personalize the experience. So, on that topic, finding the right health and beauty products can sometimes be a little bit of a struggle with so many different factors and preferences that go into the purchasing decision. Ensuring that your customers quickly discover the right products can make all the difference. So, just asking a few simple questions like Mugu does here, they're able to quickly personalize the experience in a way that gets shoppers to the right product faster, and that can also help decrease return rates. Now, turning a first time buyer into a loyal advocate is where that long term growth happens. And typically, a loyalty program is going to help keep your customers engaged, connected, and coming back to the store. So, we've seen that 43% of customers spend more money with brands that they are loyal to. So, for example, Luna Bronze created a customized loyalty program that feels consistent and unique to their brand. So, they use language that resonates with the product offering and customer base, such as the just join the Bronze Squad to connect with their shoppers and make them feel like they're part of a community. And then Naturopathica takes it a step even further with the VIP tiers and exclusive rewards to motivate their customers to continue engaging and shopping with their brand. So, for example, everyone loves receiving a birthday gift. So, spending that first $150 to gain access to that reward is just a simple way to keep customers engaged and spending throughout the program. So, as a thank you to everyone who joined today, we put together a special offer from Okendo. So, if there are any Shopify merchants who are interested in utilizing our products, we are offering 30 days free on every single one of the tools. That way, you can give it a try. And I'll also drop my email in the chat if anyone wants to get in touch. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Really
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
so much, Sarah. Lovely, lovely presentation from Okendo as always. And there's so many comments and questions in the chat. So feel free to hang back if you want to answer any of those questions. And before I let you go, we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner. And everyone, Okendo is giving away a $75 Ilia gift card. Such a good brand. So whoever wins this is so lucky. But we're going to go ahead and scroll right on through. And our winner today, congratulations, Claudia Kornblum. You are taking home that $75 Ilia gift card. Yay. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today, Sarah. We'll chat soon.
Sounds good.
Okay, friends. Next up joining me on stage, we have Michael from Gorgias, who is the Gorgias Tech Partner Manager. And Michael has been a Senior Tech Partner Manager at Gorgias, a CX platform that helps brands sell more and resolve support inquiries with conversational AI. Big fan of Gorgias here at Triplewell. And welcome to the stage, Michael. How are you?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me here. Super
Yeah,
excited. It's a great day to learn as always. And yeah,
absolutely.
so yeah, we'll jump right into things.
Yep, the stage is all yours. Feel free to pull up your screen and take it away.
Amazing. Cool. So yeah, we're gonna talk about some fun stuff here today. So here we go. So looking good. We're all
Yep,
set.
good to go.
Awesome. So yeah, we're gonna kind of figure out today, yeah, how do you acquire customers? How do you engage with them? What's kind of the best way to do that? And maybe you can ask yourself, hey, am I doing these things? Are these things I've been thinking about doing? So hopefully there's some good learnings and some good reflections, questions. If you have it, feel free to pop it in the chat. So yeah, Michael over here at Gorgeous out of San Francisco. We're going to talk about your creating your CX strategy and how to add AI to the team to kind of feed into today's topic. So if you're not too familiar with Gorgeous, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So what we do, we help brands grow through AI powered customer experience. How do we do that? We help automate all of your common questions and integrate to all of the other pieces in your tech stack that you're using. A lot of them featured here today. Triple Whale, of course, ShipBob, Okendo, pretty much anything in the Shopify app ecosystem, you name it, we have an integration. So we're simple enough for SMB businesses and powerful enough for enterprise. We work with over 15,000 brands today. So maybe you'll see some of your favorites on this list. I know I'm a bit of a retired hype beast, so I know like Kith is one of my favorite ones on here, and they're doing some great stuff. So now that we know a little bit about what we do, I'm going to talk about how to actually improve customer experience through AI. So yeah, let's start. You're probably facing like one of these three big challenges. You're probably either trying to improve your customer experience because you have long first response times, perhaps. You may be trying to reduce costs. How do I be a little bit more efficient? I think in today's economic environment, that's really, really top of mind, as a lot of brands are just navigating the impacts of how their business is changing just based off of like, the tariffs and supply chain and expectations and all kinds of things that are kind of wreaking havoc on what was once the norm, or even planning, like capacity planning for like spikes and busy seasons and sales and all that kind of stuff, depending on your brand. And the other thing too is like you're probably also trying to consolidate where you're working, like switching between tabs isn't something that still needs to happen. So we're also going to be looking at like that integration aspect where you can kind of centralize and do everything in one place. So yeah, there's the other layer to those three challenges, which is around first response time and first resolution time. On average, I think this is an important factor to kind of think about, like how fast am I getting back to my customers? On average, brands are doing like 12-hour first contact. So when they reach out, hey, I have a question, they're getting the answer back like 12 hours later and taking even longer for that actual question to get resolved. So not a great stat, but maybe think about, hey, where am I at and how do I want to improve that? Also, another challenge that you're probably looking to face is like, how do I improve personalization? You don't want people to feel like they're just a ticket or a number. And kind of going back to that integration piece, you want to make sure that people don't have to repeat themselves across different channels, and having that like omni-channel presence is really key because people are going to reach out however they want to, and you have to be there to listen and have a simplified way to like see all that conversation history. So I figured I'd share some fun stats here. And I'm thinking about the last time I bought some stuff. So 80% of shoppers more likely to buy when given a personalized experience. I think that's very true. And then the second one I think is probably one of the most important stats out there. 90% of customers rate an immediate response as important or very important when they have a customer service question. I think it was actually just this week I went online to buy something that I saw was out of stock in other places, and I wrote into their chat to say, "Hey, like, is this actually in stock, or am I going to end up buying this and having to get a refund?" Didn't hear back, and I ended up buying it somewhere else, like actually on eBay instead. So I couldn't wait for that response time, and I think there's all kinds of reasons why people want to move quickly when they buy. So if you are poised and set up for success for that, you're going to capture more customers on that first interaction. Customer experience is the most kind of critical layer on your e-commerce growth stack. Why? It's it's pretty much one of the most important decisions when visiting and having that first experience with your brand. That first response time, again, in my kind of anecdote, I think highlights what a lot of average experiences are. It's very important for a lot of different reasons. And then lastly, consumers would pay more for greater convenience. So I think with all this in mind, sets a good like precedence for like what typically customer experience is viewed at. It's typically customer experience is not really viewed as like the sexiest part of e-commerce, but as you can see, like from these numbers, it's really, really crucial. And it really should be like a top priority for every brand because there's a lot of untapped potential within these everyday interactions with your customers. And customer acquisition costs are on the rise. So this is an area that will pay like huge dividends in driving and retaining more revenue for your business, and you really want to focus on like winning these interactions and like delighting your customers. So especially like going into a busy season, it's like Mother's Day coming up or whatever's next holiday, you want to capitalize on that traffic and that influx of new buyers. So being wherever your customers are is part of that, and I touched on that earlier. So what does the omni-channel strategy look like? This is what it looks like. You have all these different channels. This is all visual: phone, email, text, all kinds of places that people want to reach out to you. And it's pretty much table stakes at this point that you can respond to all these different channels. But that being said, and I've heard this from some brands recently, they're making adjustments to like what channels they want to have open because maybe it's a bandwidth issue. Are they reducing headcount? How do you make your team more efficient to be able to respond to all these things? And the answer to that is what we're doing now, entering a new age of customer experience. Cue the sparkles. So there is a way to do all this, and it's interesting. Let's take a look at the way things have been done in the past and the way things will be in the future or today. So maybe you're seeing a little reflection of how you're doing things today. What's happening a lot is there's a lot of teams just handling like repetitive tickets one off. Where's my order? I need to return this. I have a question, right? A bulk of time is being spent on that, and less time is being spent on like optimization and having really like scalable tools in place. It says here soon, but this is actually today. More time is going to be able to be spent on like team training and reporting and strategic projects that historically haven't been gotten to because teams are going to be coaching an AI to handle a large majority of their tickets. In this case, like up to 50% of the inbound tickets. We're working with tons of brands who are doing this today and seeing massive results. So my second tip here is use automation tools like AI to reduce the load on your team and get customers instant answers because it's really important. So today we have about 6,500 brands automating heavily, and we've automated like 20 million interactions. Why is that important? Like, what has that done? It's brought that like 12, 17-hour uh, original average, like first response time down to like 30 seconds for brands or like 1 hour for resolution, which is huge. Writing something in and getting an answer a minute later is huge. And this also saves a ton of time, 4 million, hours of work, and that saved hours of work translates to cost savings. So there's a lot of reasons why it's important to consider implementing AI. What does it look like? So you're going to see a lot of stuff here running around, lots of fun things to look at. But I think really what I wanted to highlight here is to improve CX, like you're going to want to have something like an AI agent resolving inquiries with like human like conversations. So you can easily train this on your help center articles, your tone of voice, like all kinds of things, right? And you're going to QA those interactions over time. So it's just going to kind of keep getting better. Also, kind of table stakes, like you should have some frequently asked questions and flows, like right up there front and center on your website so people can self-service. That's also really important. Not everybody is always wanting to call in or something like that. Some people just want to get what they need and get out. So having that present is important. And then the other piece that I talked to you about, like integrations, being able to like perform actions in Shopify. Like if an order gets canceled here, have that push back to Shopify and then make sure that it actually can be returned before it's been shipped out. So you would have an integration with like ShipBob and understand, oh, has this order been picked or packed? Like all these different systems talking to each other is really, really key. I'm gonna just kind of cover a couple quick examples of a few brands that have seen success in doing these things. And I definitely encourage you to check out their websites. So here's like a quick example, a little bit more zoomed in of like what an AI agent interaction looks like. I placed an order, when will it arrive? It pulls from the tracking information, so you can have that connected to like AfterShip or all kinds of different places, and it will automatically write that ticket back. So imagine not having to copy paste that stuff anymore. So it sends relevant responses, and then you get to QA them. So you can build macros, like all kinds of stuff to automate that. And then the AI agent will decide. You can set rules like, for example, if it says like lawsuit or lawyer or something, you may not want to have the AI agent respond to that and have that handed over to a person and figure out if it's an escalation. So there's the right way to use it and rules and rails in place to keep it working for you. It's really an extension of your CX team. Really think about it like that. You onboard it, you begin automating, you observe, hey, how's it doing? And typically our AI agent has like super high CSAT. Then you coach it over time as your new products come out and all kinds of different stuff. So it's like an ongoing cycle here. So as I kind of mentioned, bringing response times down, resolutions times down, having really great CSAT, 4.5 plus, and 50% automation rate is a really, really awesome. So yeah, a couple of quick examples, especially like in health and wellness, topicals. They were also leveraged AI to increase sales through pre-sales conversations. So this is really, really important. I highly recommend leveraging that in today's age as customer acquisition costs increase and bottom line is really key. What's one lever you can pull at sales? And a place where it's typically not done is through those pre-sales questions. Capitalize on that. If you can do that, you're going to be successful. Psycho Bunny, another really great brand, been doing this. Here's a photo in the middle of their flows and like frequently asked questions and self-service portal that somebody can hit track and manage and input their info. There's a little photo of their help center article on their back end as well. So really great case study there with Psycho Bunny. And yeah, you want to reduce first response time by a massive amount. You want to increase the number of tickets resolved by AI and increase your resolution. Last brand I want to cover is Shinesty, another really great one. We had them out at Shop Talk. They have a really great customer voice and chat, so I definitely recommend checking them out too. So they were able to automate 60% of their ticket, not hire anyone else, and reduce their ticket to order ratio. So kind of in summary, you want to scale, reduce, delight those customers, and spend more time on that high impact work. So if you're interested in getting, hey, I think I could get to 50% automation in 50 days, shoot me a note, let me know. More than happy to set up some time to chat, or you can scan this fun little QR code here. I'll pop my email and LinkedIn in the chat. You guys are going to learn some other great things today. Thank you so much for having me.
Killer presentation, Michael. The chat is going off right now because I think we're all in agreement here that at this stage, the brands who are staying ahead of the curve are the brands who are embracing AI and implementing AI into every sector of their business so that they can stay ahead and be more efficient and help with any bottlenecks and roadblocks. So fantastic presentation, some amazing brand examples in there as well. So good. And before I let you go, we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner for a $75 Visa gift card. So we're going to go ahead and scroll on through here. And congratulations, Arlene Vieira. You are taking home that $75 gift card courtesy of Michael and the Gorgias team.
Congrats, everyone. Thank you so much. And I'll leave some helpful chats in the links in the chat.
Thank you so much, Michael. We'll chat soon. Bye. Okay, friends, next joining me up on stage, we have Emma from Nosto. Emma is an e-commerce and business strategy expert with experience on both the brand and tech side of the industry. Hello, Emma. Welcome to the stage. How are you?
Hi, Mia. I'm great and so excited to be here. Thanks so much for the introduction.
Absolutely. Why don't you go ahead and get your screen pulled up, my love, and the stage is all yours.
Perfect. Are you able to see my screen now?
Let's give it a minute to load. We're not seeing anything just yet.
All right, let's try this again. Give me a second.
Beautiful. There you go. Now we can see it.
Perfect. I just needed a second to rest up. All right. Well, yeah, super excited to be here and to sort of continue the AI conversation. And today I'm going to talk about how health and beauty brands can use technologies like Nosto to acquire and retain shoppers by creating more relevant, engaging on-site experiences. So currently, Nosto works with over 1,500 brands worldwide. And these are a few of the health and beauty brands we're working with at the moment, including iconic names like Kylie Cosmetics and Dermalogica. And I'm very excited to share a few of the strategies we often recommend to brands within this specific vertical. But Before we jump into all of that, I'd like to share a quick summary of how our platform works for anyone that is currently unfamiliar with Nosto. So Nosto is a commerce experience platform, and this is an illustration of everything that goes into that. And I know it's quite a lot. So to put things simply, we basically plug into your e-commerce store, and with our experience AI technology, we then process customer, product, and content data in real time, which then enables you to deliver personalized and relevant commerce experiences through our different modules. And this personalization really happens at every stage of the customer journey, whether it's a shopper's first visit or it's a repeat purchase. So on the right side of this diagram, you can see a list of all the different modules in our platform, including product recs, search, merchandising, content personalization, and UGC, to name a few of them. And by leveraging that intelligent, data-driven personalization, we help brands not only reach their customers more effectively, but deliver a seamless and highly relevant shopping journey that keeps them coming back. So with that context, I'm now going to walk you through a number of Nosto strategies tailored specifically to health and beauty merchants. So the first step to personalization is understanding your audience and identifying opportunities to target individuals and different shopper segments. So of course, health and beauty products are deeply personal. What works for one skin type, hair texture, or health goal may not work for another. You all know all of this. So, Nosto's experience AI really captures tons of that intent-rich data, so you can create personalized experiences that respond to shoppers' unique needs through all the different modules that we just reviewed. You can also create different audiences, segments to personalize to people on a group level based on similar criteria, including their brand affinity, if you're a multi-brand retailer, their skin type or skin concerns, if you are a skincare brand, their affinities for things like lipstick shade, lipstick finishes, if you are a beauty brand. So on top of this, value-based segmentation is also a hot one for this industry because more and more shoppers want brands that align with their ethics, right? So by understanding your audience this way, brands can tailor the full on-site experience to recommend products and content that suits individual shoppers, avoid that choice overload, and increase trust and loyalty by really understanding their customers. So now let's take a look at some of the ways the on-site experience can be adapted to both individuals as well as different segments. And we'll start with looking at search. So personalizing the search experience really helps drive high intent users further down that funnel. Nosto Search not only helps you understand what users are searching for on your site and how those users are then engaging with those search results, but also allows you to personalize their search results. So essentially, brands can create product ranking rules for different audiences that ensure certain products are boosted or buried with search result pages to align with a shopper's individual affinities, such as brand, skin type, hair concern, the things we just went through. And we also want to recommend our clients implement dynamic filters. So when users are searching for something very specific, they can mix and match their filter criteria to find the perfect product fast, which builds trust and cuts frustration. We've all been there. And this is especially important now that the majority of traffic is on mobile. And we also see a lot of health and beauty clients embed relevant content into their search results because many people shopping for these types of products aren't just buying, they're also learning along the way. And supplementing product results with helpful content really bridges that gap and keeps users on the site. So once a user's found a product they like and they're viewing the PDP, dynamic bundles can be used to replicate that service of an in-store shopping assistant that might recommend a shopper an additional or a complementary item when you're in a physical store. We can replicate that experience on the site. So many Nosto clients use these to create those complete the set or routine builder type of bundles. And if you're selling items like lipstick, where multiple shades of a product are available, the products within these bundles can dynamically adapt as users switch between color swatches to show the relevant complementary lip liner to a lipstick in a specific shade, for example. And some of our merchants also apply special bundle pricing to make the cross sell more enticing. And merchants can dynamically display these prices as users select different products. And lastly, if you're going to use dynamic bundles, be sure to add a quick add to cart CTA for the shopper's convenience as best practice. And another popular way of using Nosto to help acquire and convert customers is to leverage social proof. In health and beauty, this is especially important. Customers want to see and hear about products having real results, and a product rating can really make or break a sale. So firstly, Nosto can be used to help you merchandise your product within recommendations on search and on those category pages, so that highly reviewed and well-rated products are boosted and have most visibility. And conversely, low-rated products are buried. So seeing products that are popular or top-rated really helps hesitant buyers to commit. And using visual UGC across your store has a similar effect. When you think about the likes of skincare products, for example, customers want to see real results on real skin. So this can be really powerful, which is why many of our clients leverage this as a key part of their shopper journey, such as on the homepage, on PDPs, and even within those marketing emails. And some clients for whom social media and UGC are critical will go so far as making dedicated TikTok landing pages, for instance, or on-site showcase UGC for that channel, and complete with the product tags to shorten the path to purchase. And another tactic I'll highlight today is the use of replenishment product recommendations. And replenishment targeting is especially powerful for health, beauty, and wellness brands, because these industries are built on habitual and repeatable use, right? So customers know that these products will run out, but don't always remember when. So replenishment recommendations can be set up with Nosto based on a shopper's personal replenishment period, if they purchased this product before, or based on the product's general replenishment period. And this really lets you nudge shoppers at just the right time, reducing friction and missed revenue. And of course, it increases repeat purchase rates, which is a key growth lever. So finally, we mentioned earlier that a common way of segmenting your audience is by traffic source. So let's touch on the importance of tailoring the on-site experience for paid ad traffic specifically. So using Instagram as an example, let's say you've served an Instagram ad that's promoting a 20% off summer beauty sale. And for anyone who clicks on that ad and is taken to your store, it's important the same messaging is continued as they browse. If they navigate to the homepage, for example, you could use content personalization to display a hero content banner that reinforces that summer sale for them. And you may also have a best-selling product recommendation banner on your homepage that could adapt for this audience to highlight the best sellers specifically from that summer sale collection. And by reinforcing the very messaging in the ad that brought the segment to store, you ensure continuity for the customer and strengthen ROAS as a result. And that's a wrap. That was a lot in probably slightly over 10 minutes. So, if you have any questions about the material we covered today, or would like to book some time to discuss if Nosto is the right fit for you and your brand, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I'd gladly have a conversation or connect you with the right person on the team. And with that, thank you, Triple Whale, and thank you, Mia, for having me. And yeah, I'll hand it right back to you.
Thank you so much, Emma. Fantastic presentation. There actually are quite a few questions in the chat if you want to hang back and answer some of those. Some really good questions that some folks that asked. So definitely hang back for a little bit. And
Great. Thanks for the question.
yes, so many questions, so many good questions and comments as well. So definitely scroll through that. And before I let you go, we're going to go ahead and choose your giveaway winner today for a $75 gift card to goody.com. So we're going to go ahead and scroll right on through. And our winner for today is Christiana Valenzuela. Congratulations, Christiana. You are taking home that $75 gift card to goody.com, courtesy of Emma and the Nosto team. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today, Emma. We will chat soon. And we are going to keep things rolling, everyone. I hope everyone is enjoying today's webinar and today's sessions. Drop in the chat how everyone is feeling today. Any questions, comments, all that, how the vibes are doing. I always like to do a little vibe pulse check. But with that said, everyone, we're going to go ahead and kick things off to our next speaker. Our very own Triple Whale Tech Partner Manager, Thamana, is joining us today. How are you, my love?
I'm great. We have such a great panel, and I think everyone who's come up on stage already, I feel like they've become friends of mine over the last little bit. So nice to be in a panel with all of them and you hosting. This is awesome.
I love it. Amazing. Well, we're going to keep up the good vibes. The stage is all yours, my dear.
Thank you so much. Well, hello, everyone. As Mia mentioned, I am Thamana. I'm a tech partner manager here at Triple Whale. And, here at Triple Whale, we work with some of the most innovative health and beauty brands on the planet. We are so lucky to be working with some of these brands. And, today we're going to be diving into what's really happening in 2025, why brands can't afford to make slow decisions, and how AI agents are completely changing the game. So let's just dive right in. This is our agenda for today. We're going to talk about what Triple Whale is. We're going to sort of talk about some of the things that have happened in 2024 and how it's going to change for 2025. We're going to talk about executing cross-platform strategies. And then at the end, we have an exclusive free analytics dashboard for all of our attendees here today. All right, so e-commerce brands today, they are drowning in data, but starving for insights that drive real action. And that's where Triple Whale comes in. So Triple Whale is the e-commerce intelligence platform built for faster, more confident decisions. Now, most analytics platforms, they tell you what's happening, but here at Triple Whale, we actually help you understand why, and more importantly, what to do next. And I think that's really the difference between insights and intelligence. Now, at Triple Whale, we're not just another data tool. We're actually the go-to e-commerce intelligence platform for brands that are scaling fast and need clarity in their decision-making. So today, we actually are the proud source of truth for over 30,000 innovative brands. And that includes well-known names like Calpak, MeUndies, Roback, and so many more. And we're not just working with brands, we're actually powering an entire ecosystem of e-commerce growth. So with 2,000 plus trusted agency partners and 65 plus deep tech integrations, we actually ensure our customers get the most out of their data, from marketing to inventory and ultimately to profitability. Now, if you're wondering what that looks like in action, please take a look at our website. We have a full section of case studies there, and you can see, certain things that brands are using that you can use too. All right, now let's dive into one of the hottest, most competitive e-commerce spaces right now, and that is health and beauty. That's why you guys are here today. Now, this category is booming, but breaking through takes more than just great products. Now, with rising ad costs, crowded markets, and shifting consumer values, brands face higher expectations, especially from Gen Z and millennials. Now, these shoppers want clean ingredients, sustainability, and real results. And they're not just window shopping, they're converting, outpacing average purchase rates by about 6 to 7 points. And I think Emma, just before me, had talked about this too. You know, they, while they all want health and beauty, they all want different things. They all have different skin. They all want, they have different requirements for those products. So, platforms like TikTok and Instagram, they're no longer just for inspiration. They're actually driving some serious revenue. And here at Triple Whale, we actually analyzed 2.42 billion in ad spend from 3,000 plus health and beauty brands. So I'm going to talk about which platforms delivered, what strategies worked, and how 2024's data can sharpen your 2025 game plan, because this space, honestly, it's just not slowing down. Now, 2024 was a tough year for paid performance. Customer acquisition costs jumped about 18% and CPMs rose 5.3%. So just getting in front of people got so much pricier. But the real hit, ROAS jumped nearly 32% and conversions fell 27%. So in short, ads cost way more and delivered way less, and brands had to spend far more, but for weaker results. So what drove the decline in 2024? Well, first up, market saturation. Too many similar ads led to consumer fatigue, and heavy competition made it hard for brands to break through. The second thing was rising acquisition costs. iOS privacy changes hurt targeting. Platforms charged more, and the most valuable audiences got even pricier. And then, of course, came the economic pressure. With tighter budgets, shoppers were more cautious, especially with non-essential health and beauty buys. Finally, creative fatigue. Many brands ran the same playbook with lookalike ads and messaging, and the result, well, audiences, they just tuned out. So the bottom line is what worked before didn't necessarily land in 2024. Now, to beat rising costs in 2025, health and beauty brands need to get smarter. So first up, they should test smarter. So run focused campaigns on high converting segments. Second, place smarter. Prioritize quality placements, not just frequency. Third, promote smarter. Use bundles to boost value without heavy discounting. Fourth, create smarter. So test new creative. Last year's winners may not necessarily work this year. And target smarter. Build audiences from first-party data. And of course, last but not least, measure smarter. Use full funnel attribution tools like Triple Whale. So overall, the message here is spend smarter, perform better. Now, this data highlights that health and beauty brands with $10 million plus in ad spend, totaling over $2.42 billion in 2024, was broken down like this. So we have Meta, they lead with 65.6% of spend, thanks to its scale and targeting. Google Ads follows at 21.9%, driven by high intent search. And Amazon claims about 6%, TikTok 5.6%, and Pinterest just 0.4%. So the channel roles really matter here. As you can see, Meta and Google, they excel at retention, driving repeat purchases. But TikTok and Pinterest, they shine in acquisition, ideal for discovery and for new audiences. So the takeaway here is Meta dominates in spend, but each channel plays a distinct strategic role. So knowing the difference you should know the difference to spend smarter. Right place, right time, that kind of thing. Now, Meta remains the retention powerhouse in 2024. 81% of its revenue came from returning customers, proving its strength in re-engagement. It dominated ad spend with 1.68 billion, driving nearly 2.9 billion in conversion value, and delivered the highest AOV at $214. Now, efficiency also improved across the board. ROAS, MER, and CVR all ticked up, pointing to smarter targeting and better creative. Now, the bottom line is with top tiered remarketing tools, Meta isn't just a channel, it's a customer lifetime value engine. So let's talk about Meta as a retention engine in 2025. Now, Meta is no longer just for top of funnel. In 2024, health and beauty brands thrived by just using it for retention. And that's where the 2025 opportunity lays, driving customer lifetime value. So start by treating Meta as your primary retention channel. Use tools like Triple Whale to build segmented audiences, frequent buyers, high spenders, or even 30-day reordering customers, and push them into Meta or create high quality lookalikes. Level up with the Sonar custom events to target behaviors like wish list but didn't buy. And now these sync with Meta via Conversions API for sharp personalized remarketing. Now, if you pair that with dynamic product ads that show relevant items, plus trust building touches like customer reviews, that will help you gain some of those customers this year. Now, close the loop with loyalty messaging, rewards, early access, exclusive drops. Show your best customers it pays to come back, because retention isn't just the backup plan. It's actually a really good strategy this year. Now, Google Ads held strong as the high intent channel in 2024. So over 54% of revenue came from returning customers, proof that searchers are ready to buy. With 520 million in spend, driving nearly 2 billion in conversion value and almost 5% conversion rate, Google topped all platforms for turning clicks into customers. Now, efficiency dipped, so ROAS fell 14% and CPMs rose, but Google still outperformed Meta and TikTok on ROAS, keeping its place as a top performer in your channel mix. Google is your conversion engine, so make it work harder for you in 2025. Refine your keywords using real query data. Use smart shopping for full funnel impact. Power Performance Max with first party plus creative, and optimize product feeds with standout benefits and visuals. Treat Google like the conversion machine that it actually is and feed it the right signals to get more out of every single dollar. Now, TikTok, top of funnel powerhouse. TikTok shines for brand discovery and low cost traffic, but it really struggles with conversions. Now, it's not built for bottom funnel wins. So you should use it to drive awareness and fuel your remarketing. And this is how companies are winning on TikTok. Focus on awareness and connection, not hard sells. So partner with authentic creators. Prioritize engagement-friendly content, share helpful or natural tips, and use TikTok Shop to capture interest fast. Because it's not about selling hard on TikTok. It's about building connection, trust, and momentum. Now, Pinterest. This is the platform where discovery converts. So Pinterest drives strong top of funnel growth and new customer acquisition. So while performance dips slightly, it remains a high ROAS channel. Focus on optimizing for conversions to scale smarter. And the takeaway here is really Pinterest is great for awareness and acquisition, but there's room to optimize for conversions and scale more effectively. So Pinterest, like I said before, perfect for visual discovery, especially for health and beauty brands. So use shoppable pins with lifestyle images. Create aspirational, save-worthy content. Plan ahead for seasonal trends, because you're starting to think about Christmas maybe now, and you're already starting to save things for 6 months from now. So from a merchant point of view, plan ahead for seasonal trends. And prioritize high quality editorial visuals. Because with the right creative here, Pinterest drives top funnel growth and lasting impact. Now let's break down how Meta, Google Ads, and TikTok performed in early 2025. Meta, great for high ticket items, but costs are really climbing. Google, efficient for conversions, though performance dipped. And TikTok, strong for reach and low ticket buys, but best with remarketing. Now, the overall takeaway, each platform has its strengths, but rising costs and shifting performance means that brands need to really strategize smartly in 2025. So here are 4 cross-platform strategy tips, and feel free to take a screenshot of this if it's helpful. Use zero-party and behavioral data to target by smart. The first up is smart segments. So use zero-party and behavioral data to target by platform and journey stage. Um, AI optimization. Let tools like Triple Whale use its AI agents to handle attribution and spend shifts. 3, custom creative. Tailor your content to each platform, so no more one size fits all. And 4, map the journey. Track paths to purchase and boost CAC and LTV with smart first-time offers. Now, as our CEO AJ puts it, AI will evolve from a tool to a true co-pilot for business strategy. Brands will start leveraging generative AI to process and analyze far more data than was humanly possible before, giving them a deeper, more broad understanding of their business. And this is just a quick example, but Dixon, their lean marketing team, spent 5+ hours a week analyzing ad performance until they used Mobi agents, which automated the process. Now it took hours, happens in under 10 minutes, which saves them about 260+ hours per year. That's like 1 hour per working day. Imagine what you can do with that much time. Now, AI isn't just saving time, it's honestly optimizing growth. So let's summarize what we chatted about today. Here is the 2025 beauty brand checklist. Feel free again to take a screenshot of this if it's handy. So before AI can drive action, you need a solid data foundation. And that's why we offer a free dashboard giving brands a starting point to understand their performance. I'll drop a link in the chat along with my LinkedIn and my email address. All the best to you guys here today. And please feel free to use us as a resource. Happy to help always.
Thank you so much, Tamana. Amazing presentation as usual. And I saw a couple questions about folks asking for the slide and whatnot. Have no fear, the recording is going to be sent out afterwards. So if there's anywhere that you want to zoom in a little bit and check out a little bit more, don't worry, we're going to be sending that out. What I will also say too is we actually have an entire health and wellness and beauty guide that we just recently released that has all of these data points and more as well. So we'll go ahead and drop that link in the chat for you all so you guys can download that and unlock even more amazing data points for your brand to scale ahead. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and choose our giveaway winner for a $100 Visa gift card. So we're just going to scroll on through here. And congratulations, Sahar Taher. You are taking home that $100 Visa gift card.
Congratulations.
Amazing. Thank you so much, my love. We will chat soon. Beautiful. Okay, amazing. Next, we have us joining on stage. We have Krista from ShipBob. Krista is the Senior Partner Manager at ShipBob, a tech-enabled 3PL that fulfills e-commerce orders for D2C brands. And she started at ShipBob in 2022 and manages all of ShipBob's tech partners. Hello, beautiful. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing fabulous. I see you got your deck pulled up already, so the stage is all yours, my love. Take it away.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mia. Hey, everyone. Again, I am Krista. I'm from ShipBob. I'm a Senior Partner Manager here, and I'm super excited to be here today and just talk about how the e-commerce landscape is evolving faster than ever, from keeping up with trends and consumer behaviors to market conditions like the recent tariff updates. There's a lot going on. So growing an e-commerce brand can be hard. But with the right tools and technology, you can set yourself up for long-term success. And building that successful brand starts with your supply chain. So today I'm going to get into some tips on how beauty brands like our customer Barefaced leveraged fulfillment to power long-term growth. And before we dive in, for those of you who are not familiar with ShipBob, we're a global supply chain and fulfillment technology platform used by many of your favorite brands to streamline supply chain operations and reduce fulfillment costs. We have over 60 warehouses around the world, and we partner with over 100 retailers to help brands scale both direct to consumer and B2B sales channels from one single dashboard. Couple ways we work with brands. You can either send your inventory to our warehouse network and leave fulfillment completely up to us, or you can use our warehouse management software in your own warehouse. So that same exact software we use to manage our warehouses, to be able to operate your own facility. But starting off with one of the most important things, fast and affordable delivery. Many growing brands have a similar story. You know, you've built an amazing product, you go viral or quickly gain traction, but you can't keep up with those orders, the order volume. So usually brands start by fulfilling everything, you know, whether it's in your office, sometimes your apartment, garage, whatever you can make work. And then it gets to a point where that's not sustainable. You know, you're spending all your days picking and packing your orders. And that's what happened with our customer Barefaced. So they were facing this back when they first launched in 2019, and their first product became a bestseller. They created a loyalty program around it, and they were growing very quickly. Um, so they were fulfilling orders themselves out of their garage, and it just became too much for them to handle on their own. So they needed to find a reliable partner that could store inventory and provide tools that would help them manage it. And that's where they found ShipBob. We were able to offload. They were able to offload their operations so that they can focus on other aspects of the business and scaling those. So with ShipBob, Bareface can provide fast and affordable delivery by placing inventory closer to their customers in our facilities across the US. So what we did is we took a look at their order history, so where are their customers located, and then placed inventory strategically in those areas. This distributed inventory model lowers your fulfillment costs by decreasing the distance that orders need to travel. You can see this in the example on the screen here. So if you're looking at the difference between map 1 versus map 2, map 1 has one warehouse. You see it there in looks like Southern California, and is shipping across all shipping zones 1 through 9. And then map 2 here has 3 warehouses spread out across the country and only really needs to ship in zones 1 through 4 to 5 at the most. So on top of decreasing those shipping times and costs, it also improves flexibility, which we definitely need these days. You know, what if there's a snowstorm that shuts down your warehouse in Chicago, maybe? Or with the recent tariff changes, there have been some closures of different ports. And these things are out of your control. So if you have multiple locations, you're able to stay flexible and you can still ship out your orders out of those other locations without disrupting the customer experience at all. So lots of benefits to not just outsourcing that fulfillment and the operations, but taking it a step further to strategically distributing your inventory closer to your customer bases. And moving on to my next tip here, creating a better customer experience with a connected tech stack. So Barefaced leverages many ShipBob integrations, including Recharge, Loop Returns, Klaviyo, Gorgias, which has helped them create a better customer experience through that post-purchase window. So let's take a look at their customer service tool, for example. They are utilizing Gorgias. Big fans of Gorgias at ShipBob. And before they integrated that with their fulfillment centers, so Gorgias and ShipBob, there was a ton of manual back and forth between platforms, creating inefficiencies and slow resolutions to tickets about where is my order, you know, what's going on with my shipment. And so after plugging in their integration, they can now create a replacement order from Gorgias, which gets automatically uploaded into ShipBob. They can do that quickly on their own. And this just cuts out unnecessary work and makes it a lot quicker to handle those customer service questions and issues. They have their chatbot right on their website, so you can easily go in and ask for order updates and all that tracking info, detailed tracking info, so more info than just that typical tracking link that Shopify provides. So you're able to get those tickets answered quickly. Also integrations with your SMS and email tools, making sure your fulfillment solution is integrated with those tools. So the Klaviyo and Attentives of the world. So you're able to send automated fulfillment updates to your customers. so that they're never wondering what's going on with their order or, have a reason to reach out to your team. You want to be proactive instead of reactive with those communication tools. And of course, we also integrate with Triple Whale, so you're able to see your fulfillment metrics in real time, displayed on one dashboard, and you can, make quick decisions or pivot things based on that data within the Triple Whale dashboard. And so altogether, a tech stack that's connected to your fulfillment solution creates the ultimate customer experience through that shipping and delivery period, which is oftentimes when things can go wrong. And as you scale, it's challenging to maintain a consistent branded unboxing experience. Today, these unboxing experiences are more important than ever. We see them on social media all the time, Instagram, TikTok, a bunch of PR unboxings. And it drives ongoing loyalty and retention, but it also builds brand awareness. So it's an important differentiator that allows you to add a special touch to your last mile experience when your customer actually has the physical product in their hand. So sticking with the barefaced example, they have a high-end product and they have high standards when it comes to the type of experience they want their customers to have with their brand. And so to provide an elevated experience with every order, they integrated their custom packaging solution with their 3PL ShipBob, so that we can ensure every parcel is packed the way that they want it to look, and that it's in the appropriately sized box, so it's maximizing efficiency, and that each first time interaction with the customer is flawless, and meets that customer expectation. Customization also provides the great opportunity to tap into your affiliate marketing strategy and gift custom boxes. So affiliates are your Instagram or TikTok influencers who are telling their audience what the product looks like, feels like, how they use it. And this unboxing experience is crucial for your affiliate success and is really hard to execute on your own. So you can incorporate customization into your supply chain in a few different ways to provide a unique and memorable experience for every customer on any channel. So no matter where the customer is placing the order and what fulfillment center it's coming from, you can be ensured that it will always look the same and every customer has that good experience. These include things like gift notes, marketing focused inserts, branded packaging, kitted or bundled products, really anything to leave your customer excited as they open their delivery in hopes that they will return again for more in the future. And along with custom packaging, subscription order fulfillment can be a huge pain point, especially for beauty brands. For Barefaced, a large chunk of their orders are subscription orders, which makes sense. Subscriptions are almost impossible to manage manually, and there's no way to easily customize packaging for loyal subscribers when you're fulfilling every order on your own. And so this leads to missed chances to connect with your most engaged customers, those who are subscribed to a subscription. So with ShipBob, Bareface is able to put subscription fulfillment on autopilot. So their subscription orders are processed at midnight on the day that they're due to occur. So by the time they're logging on in the morning, those subscription orders have already been packed and fulfilled. And this process is, again, totally automated. So they don't even have to think about it. They also started tagging their orders in the ShipBob dashboard based on which order it is within the subscription. So starting on the first order and going all the way up to the 10th order to be able to customize, maybe you want to throw in an extra coupon or a little surprise gift in the 5th order or 10th order to again reward those most loyal customers and keep your expectations up to par. So as a recap, Bareface scaled without hiring a larger team by leveraging fulfillment and using these fulfillment strategies. So again, the effortless order fulfillment, automating the processing and shipping subscription orders overnight, eliminating that manual work and saving time, reducing errors and delays within subscription orders. Smart inventory management, so real-time tracking and forecasting to help prevent stockouts and keep fulfillment running smoothly, while also distributing inventory to multiple warehouses closer to their customers to achieve that quick shipping at a reasonable cost. Seamless tech integration. So again, leveraging our integrations with your customer service tools, your marketing tools, your analytic tools, to be able to automate order updates, customer notifications and communications, and just keep tabs on those shipping metrics. And also enhance their customization with customized packaging, marketing inserts, and be able to create that memorable unboxing experience across all different sales channels. And then just wanted to share a quick quote from their customer experience manager. Logistics is challenging and time consuming. I think we can all agree with that. And as a small team wearing many hats, we needed a partner to handle it for us. ShipBob does what it would take over 10 employees to do. So just a few quick strategies to be able to lean on your fulfillment partner to increase that retention and have a good customer experience. And if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. I will respond to those there. And then we do have an offer for anyone on the call today, which is $1,000 in free shipping credits, 90% off implementation, and then 3 months of a branded truck wrap. So you can get your brand highlighted on one of these ShipBob trucks driving around cities near you. So that is all I have. And thanks for joining today.
Amazing presentation, Krista. So many amazing comments in the chat and questions in the chat. I think overall we can all agree that a good unboxing experience just puts a brand ahead of the rest. It is truly the best.
Totally.
And completely helps implement further personalization for brands. So amazing points as always. And before I let you go, we're going to go ahead and choose your giveaway winner for a Dossier gift card, which I am so jealous of because I love their
The best.
the best. Such good fragrances. So we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner. And congratulations, Shakira Dickinson. You are taking home that Dossier gift card.
Awesome. Congrats, Shakira. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much, Krista. We'll chat soon. Beautiful. We are going to keep things rolling with our next speaker, Gabe, joining us from Everything Bagel. Hey, Gabe, how are you?
Doing great. How's it going?
Doing so good. I see you got your presentation pulled up. Amazing. The stage is all yours.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. All right. So, sorry if you thought we sell bagels. We don't. We are a growth team. It's a little bit different than what an agency is. Today, I'm really going to talk about how we've been able to grow profitably our clients, specifically in the health and wellness space. That is where I come from. I spent the first 15 years of my career in the health and wellness space. 10 years of it was with a healthy ice cream company that I had started. Grew that to $4 million a year, primarily on direct to consumer and then leveraging omnichannel. And then in a cosmetics business, growing them from 12 million a year to 40 million a year, mainly through direct to consumer. Through that journey, I was able to meet some fantastic people. We now do this together, and we do it for a portfolio of companies as Everything Bagel. We cover everything in the toolbox. I'm not here to sell you on this. I'm really here to tell you exactly how we do this for our clients. Mainly, it's through the principle of getting attention wherever the user needs to be met. What I mean by this is somebody needs to discover this on TikTok, or they need to discover you on Instagram, or through their favorite YouTuber, or in the wild, or from their friend. Every one of the speakers ahead of me has already spoken to these different opportunities and different channels. Every single one of these channels is different. They all serve a different purpose. The goal here is to get the attention of those users and bring them to some destination, not necessarily to buy immediately, but to become aware and consider your product. You may have heard of this as funnel theory. You can adopt any theory you want, but the reality is a user is going to buy from you wherever they feel it's the most convenient. That may be on a shelf, that may be on Amazon, and that may be your website. Our job as marketers is to make sure that they buy from you, period. Whether or not they buy from your direct to consumer or your other retail opportunities, that is honestly like a business by business case, and we help our clients figure out what the optimal channel is. How we do this is through not just ads and not just organic social. It's also through email and SMS, but really it's layering all these different tools on top of each other. And I promise you, I'm getting to the punchline here. The idea here is that you are constantly seeking attention and then draining that funnel through some sort of promotion or some sort of trigger. email and SMS is a good use case for this because you are consistently hitting those users with campaigns as well as with the automation. And of course, you're using Triple Whale to understand exactly what these customers are doing. Everything I'm about to now show you comes from Triple Whale and how we actually operate on some clients. So I'll use some case studies here. The first most important thing about these direct-to-consumer programs is that you are scaling acquisition with the sole focus of retaining as many of those users as possible. You are trying to get users into some sort of subscription or into some sort of recurring, regular purchase pattern with your brand. If you're not doing this, acquiring customers for the sake of acquiring customers to have some sort of arbitrage business with Facebook is a very short-sighted model. It becomes very problematic and you become way more vulnerable to changes in ad platforms, changes in creative formats, things like that. What we really want to do is farm customers that come back again and again and again. This way they come back and they continue to scale your revenue, and every dollar that you spend on acquisition actually stacks on top of the business and you just continue to grow. The other thing that's super important about this entire model for these types of businesses, again, this is very specific to wellness and cosmetics and beauty. Because we are selling a consumable, even if you're not eating it, you're using it, that consumer is going to come in. They're going to come in through the front door, typically on a product that they're not going to repeat buy. That sounds really counterintuitive, but I promise you this makes sense. They typically are going to come in for either a hero product or some sort of variety bundle that's been de-risked for them. Typically, this is some sort of crazy welcome offer of 50% off on the variety pack, or it's some sort of like $20 to $30, sampler pack that a user can try all the different products in your catalog. Obviously, if you have a one product catalog, this is different, but they are trying all the different products in the catalog. Now, this is a curated bundle that you're trying to get the user in the front door on, because what you're going to do is get them in the front door and collect their information and then try to upsell them into a subscription to the product offering of their choice. Here's an example. This is from a client. The client's name is Black Girl Vitamins. Their merch report is listed over here. Sorry, I do have to shield the number of items and the sales, but I'm trying to prove a point here. These are all existing customers, so this is not new customers. What they sell every single day through the front door to new customers is a product called vitamin D3. This is specific to their cohort. Black women tend to be more deficient in vitamin D3. However, the sample pack that they often get is not any of these products. All of these products, which is about 2/3 of their revenue now, is to existing customers and are bundles. They are either custom bundles or preset bundles. Why bundles? People like to have some sort of customized experience after they enter in through the front door based off their experience with your business. And what we do is we structure email and organic social to support that. On the organic social front, what we're doing here on organic social, and this is where a lot of brands get confused, not just in wellness and beauty, we're not here on organic social trying to sell. Most of what we're doing on organic social is either demand generation or some sort of like educational component to get users to stick with us. And examples of that are best seen with creators. Now, what we like to do is we hire creators directly so that we can control the narrative, control the content that they produce. We also shoot a lot of B-roll with our creators because we need like hands-on product unboxings, more so than just like face on camera delivering content about the product. We can do that all day. I'll get into how we utilize affiliate specifically for that in a second. But the job here is to get a bank of assets with real people that looks authentic, that somebody's not going to scroll past because it's clearly an ad, but that we can then chop up into multiple different cuts and use across the board. We're constantly looking at how creators are performing not only on their organic channels, but also how they perform as ad assets, because they are really the voice of your brand. They're just basically an authentic version of it because they're actually creators as opposed to something that the brand is generating. And if you just notice here, like the top winners in these are always super relatable. That is the most important thing. If a user on the other side of that screen doesn't feel like they can relate to the creator or the asset, they keep scrolling. It's just how this works. Affiliates, specifically the TikTok Shop affiliate program, which we're big fans of here, are the kind of the heat seekers of product market fit. What we like to do with our clients is, specifically in the first 2 months, blitz on TikTok affiliates. What that means is we're reaching out to over 100 to 200 affiliates each week, getting probably about like 50 to 60 new assets from them each week that are flowing through TikTok. And what we're able to do from that is get a huge library of not just content, but data as to which creators are scripting themselves in a way that's finding product market fit for new customer acquisition. I'll repeat that in another way. Getting a crap ton of creatives from different creators on TikTok through affiliates who are very motivated to sell your product eliminates the learning curve or reduces the learning curve to find product market fit. What we can then do is layer on top of that a GMV max campaign, which takes all of those assets and applies machine learning like a campaign would on Facebook. But it's taking all of those assets that tag your product on TikTok Shop and pushing them through people's FYP, trying to sell product. This has happened over and over again for our clients now. The number one assets from affiliates tend to become the number one assets on Facebook ads. It's because they have figured out the right way to relate to the target customer base and also position the product where it has product market fit with that customer base. So what we end up doing is we license that asset from TikTok Shop, we bring it over to Facebook, and then once it proves itself, which it typically does by becoming the number one spender and number one performer within like a day, because it's super engaging, we then try to recreate it with the existing creator bank, which I referenced over here, by basically making scripted versions of that maybe beef up or use a different demographic as the hero, so that we can expand the audience and expand the program. Lastly, all these other asset pieces, animation, statics, carousels, they still have a role to play. They just have a different role in the user's journey as they go from a user to a customer. Statics tend to do really well at the bottom of the funnel. Once somebody is aware of the brand, they're more receptive to seeing a branded asset and clicking on it and purchasing from you. But the point is that we still need to tell a story that's going to sell. This is entirely storytelling, whether we're using an affiliate, whether we're using a creator, or we're actually designing assets. We are here to storytell before we sell. It is always the way to get engagement or see things such as like hook rate or hold rate. The idea is you're actually telling a story to a user and helping them understand how your product can solve their problem. You're not trying to just compete and say like, hey, it's 50% off. Email does a good job of that. And here's just some other examples of videos that we create for our clients that do that. These are storytelling. We're talking about how you're a dad and you are trying to help your baby or your toddler grow strong, and this product helps solve that problem. Or you go to the boba shop and all the teas are crazy expensive, but hey, you can make the same quality at home. Or hey, you just studied math at university for undergrad and now it's time to, put your big boy pants on and get a job. But, oh, wait, math isn't super marketable here. If you go and apply for actuarial science as a graduate degree, this is a good opportunity for you to enter the job market. I know I kind of breezed by that. So if you do have any questions, my email's right there. It's just gabe@everythingbagel.com. The team, I think, is in the chat too. They can help answer any questions. Also, we are giving away one free ad for your brand. So I think Mia's going to jump in and select a winner out of the hat.
Yeah, I got you, Gabe. Amazing presentation. And y'all, I have to say, Everything Bagel always kills it. Their team is so fantastic. So please definitely cannot recommend them enough to go check them out. And before I let you go, Gabe, you're exactly right. We're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner for one free ad from Everything Bagel, which is like in this climate right now, a free ad is an amazing giveaway prize. So we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner. And congratulations, Dana Doran. You are taking home that free ad courtesy of Gabe and the Everything Bagel team.
Congrats, Dana. Talk to you soon.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Gabe. We'll chat soon. All right, friends, we're going to go ahead and keep things rolling with our next speaker. Joining me on stage, we have Morgan from Signified. Welcome to the stage, Morgan. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you see everything? Can you hear me?
Yep. Looking beautiful, and we can hear your audio perfectly. Why don't you go ahead and get your screen pulled up, and we will pass it over to you.
Awesome. Great. Are we seeing the screen or we're not seeing it still?
Sometimes it takes a second to load. So let's see. We're not seeing it yet.
Okay, I see it shows as sharing. I'm like, I can try again.
Yeah, let's go ahead and try again.
Alrighty, share screen. Are we seeing it now?
Yep, you're good to go.
Awesome. All right. That would have been a rough 10 minutes. Awesome. Well, my name is Morgan Kirkvold. I am with Signified. I'm a senior partner marketing manager, and I'm going to talk about how bad fraud prevention can actually impact your customer lifetime value. Now, I'm sure a lot of you here don't maybe even think of fraud, right? Like fraud risk, like I have nothing to do with that. But good fraud prevention can actually be a growth driver and can ensure that you have really good customers getting approved, good consumers getting approved, and it can help with your customer lifetime value. So, just a little bit about Signified. Essentially, we do two things. We approve good customers. We want to ensure that customers are getting approved the first time they go to your website and they go to purchase that shirt, approved, right? As long as they're a good consumer and they're not fraudulent. We have hundreds of data points that help us with making our decisions. So we can see, yep, that's Morgan. That's the same email she's been using the last 3 years. That home address looks great. And then a ton of other insights. And then we're leveraging AI to make this decision. We work with thousands of merchants across the world. I just wanted to highlight some of the wellness and beauty brands that we're currently working with, just so you can see. All right, so what is customer lifetime value? I feel like most of us know, but just to make sure we're all on the same wavelength, how we look at it is it's measured by how often your customers are returning for repeat purchases and how much they're spending over time. So we want to ensure that the first time someone goes to your website, you drop that really cool ad, they decide to pick something. We want to ensure they're getting approved and have a really good experience so they come back. I actually just discovered a new concealer, and I actually posted about this on LinkedIn 4 months ago. I wanted a new concealer. I went to TikTok, of course, to figure out what the heck I should be getting. Saw there was a 20-day challenge of what's the best concealer. Discovered Natasha Denona. Then I went in store. They didn't have my shade, but I liked the product. And then I was like, wait, I think a promo code is probably going to drop or coming up on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I had a great experience. I was able to check out. I made another purchase, got the blush and highlighter. It was a really, really good experience for me. And I understand in a competitive space, you're doing everything you can to attract these consumers to purchase your product. And so you want to ensure that the first time they interact, it's great. And of course, maybe the website could have been clunky. Maybe I could have had other issues. But what we're focusing on here at Signify is that transaction. So what do numbers look like? 3% of e-commerce revenue is lost to payment fraud. That's just going to happen, unfortunately, and what we're seeing. I'm sure you all have heard of return fraud. I'm sure you've experienced promotional abuse where someone takes your promo code and then all of a sudden they're using like 10 different emails to keep getting that. Or then the resellers are trying to get your product at a lower discount so they can then resell at a higher volume. That unfortunately happens. We're going to block that. But what the numbers I want to focus on more is that 6% of orders are rejected annually due to suspected fraud. And what that means is essentially 6% of your orders, you're like, okay, we're going to reject this because we think it's fraud. Like, we're not sure. Is that really Morgan from Minnesota making that purchase? Is she really is that the real person? And so it gets declined. But it turns out of that 6%, about 2 to 10% of those people were legitimate customers. I really was Morgan trying to buy your eyeshadow and you've declined me. That's a horrible experience and it happens more often than you think. Decline transactions, how does that impact you? So you launch the ad, they go to your website, they get declined. They try to make that purchase. It's not going through. 47% of those people, they'll never return. They're just going to go to your competitor. I'm a busy working mom. If it's taking more than 5-10 minutes for me to make the purchase and I'm checking the credit card, I'm checking everything, I'm going to be instantly turned off and be like, okay, I'm good. And of those that do decide to come back, they'll typically spend less on the next purchase because, again, they didn't have the greatest experience that first time there. We actually worked with a client. They're still with us. We love them. Symbiotica, they're a wellness brand. They have been crushing it. They've been growing super fast. they were experiencing a false decline issue. So people would try to make an order, and then it was getting canceled, and they were having legitimate customers then writing into their support team saying like, hey, like, why isn't my order going through, or why is it being canceled, what's going on here? And it was a ton of just volume coming in, and their team needed to work with someone like Signified that could help them expedite that and really scale. So we provided them different insights on different individual orders so they can then make those quick decisions when working with us. They also were having an issue with reseller abuse. They were taking advantage again of those promo codes. And that's why they were like, okay, is this a reseller? Is it not? Is it legitimate? And so working with Signified, again, able to really make that a better experience and get those legitimate customers approved quickly. You can see the stats alone. They've seen a ton of good stuff with us. We had another health and beauty client. They had a really just bad fraud prevention system. It was very outdated, and they had a really strict address verification system filter on that was just not great. So if you ever like misspell anything, it wasn't able to pick that up. And within 6 weeks of working with Signified, we were helped them with over 1.5 million in revenue and uplift. And again, if you're thinking to yourself, Morgan, like, I don't deal with fraud or risk or transaction, like my job is done after they get there. When you look at your conversion rate, it's important to know, like, where were the gaps? What went wrong? And this could possibly be an area. Maybe you have false declines. And do you even know what your false declines look like? Do you know why that order was declined? What was the reasoning for it? So, talking with those folks that kind of oversee those systems and better understanding that is super important as you're making decisions. Another thing we see is forcing people to register before shopping. A ton of brands do this, and it provides good security. It allows you to personalize. It's important to know that people actually prefer a guest checkout. I personally prefer guest checkout, especially the first time I'm shopping. Once it's my second, third purchase, I want to get those loyalty points. I want to get all your emails. I want to be tapped in. But the first time, I'm like, I just want to see if I like you. Do I like the product? How are things going? And so it's something to think about that, about a quarter of folks might even abandon the cart if you do hit them with that forced checkout. Another thing too is delayed orders and canceled purchases. This is pretty obvious, but if you have a bad fraud system and fraud prevention system in place, and you're sending a ton of orders to manual review, and you're having someone on the back end look through all those orders and making the decision, is it fraud or is it not? That's going to take up a lot of time, and that's going to impact, me getting that email, your order's been processed, your order's been shipped. And if it takes too long, consumers will just be like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just going to um, cancel because it's taking way too long to get that. And so manual review is putting a lot of pressure on your internal teams to be quick, efficient, and to make really tough decisions. Maybe they see me come through and maybe it's my third purchase with you. You've already seen me, but all of a sudden for my address, I'm putting a brand new address and maybe I have a new credit card. Like there's a lot of new data coming in and you're like, oh my gosh, is this really, really Morgan? Again, tough decisions. We worked with a client, they were actually reviewing 2,000 orders a day, like 2,000. Like my eyeballs would be hurting so bad if that was part of my daily like routine in my job. And management was like, we need to add more people. Like we need to get more people on this. And these people, they weren't fraud or risk. They were just e-commerce operators that were tasked with this. And luckily, once they started working with Signified and seeing what our AI could do, we were able to decrease their chargebacks down from 360,000 down to 3,000. And then they found a ton of revenue they were leaving on the table because, again, they were declining good customers because they just didn't have the data to make the decision. So I feel like I've kind of flown through this. What can you do next? Enable seamless and secure checkout. Talk with your teams. Get an idea for how things are looking. Again, even if it's not your world, I think it's important for you to know kind of what you have in place because, again, it can be impacting your conversions. Offer personalized security based on identity and intent. A good way to think of this is think about someone that's making a return. Maybe it's their third, fourth, fifth purchase, and now they're making the return. We want to make sure that good customers are getting approved. Okay, this is Morgan. Yep, she's returned actually before. We've seen it in the network. She always returns on time. She returns the item. We're going to issue her an instant refund because we want her to continue to want to shop with us. Or maybe Morgan's a bad returner and she always returns rocks and boxes, or she's switching up addresses. We want to make more friction for that. We want to be like, whoa, she either needs to go in store, talk with someone when she does the return, or we're not going to do the instant refund until our team has actually evaluated the items and confirmed they're back. And again, deliver transparent and timely updates on orders. And lastly, what I'll leave you with, it's a little bit of not doom and gloom, but we're seeing currently in our data at Signified that US merchants who are within the health and beauty space, the average daily sales are down, especially when shipping cross border. Folks are not wanting to buy as much American products as they were the year prior. And it's tough, right? So it's like that first purchase, you really got to make sure that they have a good experience. And as they continue to come back, that you're always focusing on how can we bring them here, keep the customer lifetime value good, and what measures do we have in place for this? And that's all. Thanks.
Great presentation, Morgan. You made such amazing points and comments about just not making the checkout process hard, because I feel like as consumers, we've all been there where it's like, we see a product on an ad, or like such a good example that kind of like ties into that a little bit. And I won't say who the brand was, but I saw a product in their ad on TikTok and I was like, oh, I love this. I want this. I went onto their site searching for the product, could not find the product. I spent like 5 minutes searching, looking through all of their products, could not find it. And I checked the comments of that actual TikTok, and other people were having the same problem. And from that point forward, I just got so angry. So every time I would see their ads, I'm just hiding them, because that was such an like horrible experience to have as a consumer, where I was so ready to make this purchase. And then now I don't trust their ads moving forward, because how will I know that they actually have that product in stock? So it ties into just like making sure that the checkout process is as seamless as possible, and also having that useful data on your VIP returning customers, or even like those first time buyers too, who you want to keep coming back. If they have a genuine return, making that as easy as possible so you can build that trust with that brand and with that consumer. So amazing points all around. And I definitely felt it as a consumer myself who's gone through that.
Yeah. Imagine if you would have found that product and then all of a sudden you were declined. You're like, oh my gosh, I just spent 5-10 minutes and now I can't even purchase it. Like, you would have just been like, okay, I'm officially.
Exactly. And that's happened before too. And like that metric that you showed, the 47% of folks don't return after they get
Yeah.
declined. I am one of those 47%. So I'm not surprised by that metric.
Same. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate
Of
being
course,
on.
love. And before we let you go, we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner. Everyone, Signified is giving away some aloe socks and aloe skincare. I am so jealous of this giveaway item. So we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner. And congratulations, Natalie Tyish. You are taking home some aloe socks and aloe skincare, courtesy of Morgan and the Signified team.
Yay. I'll make sure you get it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Morgan. We'll chat soon. Okay, friends. Next up, joining me on stage, we have Christy, the Chief Marketing Officer of Impact, joining us today. Hello, Christy. How are you? Oh, I think you're on mute, my love.
Hi, how are you?
Doing fabulous. Welcome, welcome. If you want to go ahead and get your deck pulled up, the stage is all yours.
Okay, let me escape really quick. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yep, you're perfect.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Christy Ebert Garcia. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of Impact.com. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some research that we've done that hopefully will help guide some of your strategies, your marketing strategies as you scale beauty and wellness. So first of all, who is Impact.com? We actually are an affiliate, a marketing, influencer marketing, customer referral platform. We lead the partnership economy, as we've titled it, as the largest source of independent brand demand in the world, with twice the volume of the rest of the industry put together. We support over 4,000 brands globally, with a network of over 200,000 active publishers and about 200,000 creators. And you're able to, as a brand, find different partners you want to work with. As a creator and a publisher, you can find the brands that you want to work with. And at Impact.com, we empower brands like Walmart, Target, but Ilia Beauty, Liquid IV, Milk Makeup, Glossier, Sephora, Ulta. And it's all to unlock new growth through strategic partnerships. So our all-in-one platform streamlines partner management, it mitigates risks, and it maximizes revenue opportunities. Before we dive into specific beauty and wellness industries, let's take a step back and discuss what's driving consumer spending in the modern world. Our 2024 research with eMarketer interviewed 1,000 US-based consumers and indicated that today's consumer journey is far from linear. Rather, it's an intricate web of touch points across on and offline channels. Here are some takeaways from that research. The average consumer researches product reviews 3 times before purchasing, but that number rises to 5 when examining high-income consumers. This indicates that buyers are not going into a purchase blindly, but they're taking time to consider their options and seek out the highest quality products within their parameters. In terms of which platform consumers are relying on, they're relying on online reviews and listicles such as Amazon reviews, G2, blog content, and listicles are everywhere, of course. I remember BuzzFeed was the first time I saw a listicle, but now everywhere you go, it's a top 10 gifts for new moms, or here's the gift for Mother's Day. And so they become really helpful for consumers along their journey because they're coming from a reputable, trusted source. And speaking of Amazon, at least 60% of consumers actually begin their shopping journey there. For instance, a new mother wants to find postnatal vitamins, she can easily find them. And as everybody knows, they're well reviewed and they're ranked. So from there, she might even become a repeat customer by re-adding previously purchased products into her cart when she runs out. And the last data point I want to share is that at least 60% of consumers purchase products that are recently discovered. So they're primarily making purchases when an item is new to them and fresh on their mind, indicating that marketers should put bottom funnel content in front of consumers soon after discovery. But the main takeaway from this research is that consumers are constantly discovering new products, but actually getting them to buy is a different story in today's noisy and very saturated market. Advertisers must ensure product information is accessible across all touch points as customers use multiple channels for discovery, research, and purchasing products like we just saw. Now, let's take a few more insights on consumer shopping habits from some 2024 industry research that my company did. The good news for marketers, because consumer spending rose 8% last year, with 15% more orders placed up from 2023. That said, average order value decreased slightly by 6%, meaning that consumers are favoring lower cost items, perhaps in anticipation of an economic downturn. As previously mentioned, content review sites play a major role in influencing consumers. In fact, this channel made up nearly 1/4 of discovery traffic. So despite common misconceptions, social media is not the only impactful discovery channel for consumers. Lastly, over half of our consumer spending was influenced by loyalty and rewards programs. So what can marketers take away from this? To maximize impact, they should invest in a dual strategy, leverage review sites to capture early interest and build credibility, while simultaneously strengthening loyalty programs to drive repeat purchases and higher spend. So the moment you've all been waiting for, let's see what the data is telling us in the health and wellness space. This industry actually stands out as one of just a few that saw an increase in average order value year over year, with the category experiencing a healthy 19% increase from the year before. This tells us a few things. Health and beauty is a resilient category, underscoring consumers' willingness to spend on these products, even among changing economic climates. I know that I have my beauty products that I will buy no matter what the economic outlook is because I need them. And I know a lot of consumers who feel the same way. So this also suggests a growing consumer appetite for premium products. So marketers should focus on positioning products as luxury and worthwhile investments. Lastly, given the willingness to spend in this category, brands should use personalized marketing and loyalty rewards to drive repeat purchases and maintain strong AOV growth. So let's explore some strategies that some of our clients recently saw and had some success in this space. So starting with Coach. They faced a challenge that many heritage brands encounter, connecting with a younger audience in a way that feels authentic and compelling. To address this, they launched a targeted UGC campaign focused on their fragrance Coach Dreams Sunset. This strategy leveraged micro-influencers. I'm sure everyone knows who they are, but they're smaller with very highly engaged audiences. And by encouraging these influencers to post about the product on social media, Coach was able to foster a sense of relatability and trust, key drivers for younger demographics. And the results speak volumes. With just 211 pieces of content created, the campaign reached an impressive 2.3 million consumers. This showcases the efficiency and scalability of user-generated content campaigns when paired with the right influencer strategy. To resonate with younger audiences, brands need to meet them where they are, on platforms they engage with, through voices they trust, right? So by leveraging UGC and micro-influencers, Coach not only drove reach, but also built meaningful connections with their target demographic. So let's move on to another one. Similar to Coach, Ulta Beauty found itself at a crossroads in a fiercely competitive retail landscape. Like many large retailers, Ulta was eager to expand its brand reach and increase market share through strategic partnerships. However, their existing partner mix was limited, which constrained their growth potential. So when working with affiliate marketing, you want to work with a lot of different partners because different partners can contribute to different parts of the funnel. And so if you're only working with top of funnel, then you're missing the middle of funnel, BOFU content, as we say, bottom of funnel content. And so working with multiple partner types like the publications that do listicles, like review sites, like micro influencers and even larger creators, you're going to be able to reach your consumer where they are. So by my company teaming up with an agency that's working with Ulta, they really embarked on a transformative journey. And a critical element of this was recruiting like a big pool of potential partners. So the result of them doing that, of them diversifying their partner mix beyond just a few trusted partners, Ulta Beauty recruited 88 new partners, with 56 actively driving revenue growth, ultimately leading to an 8% increase in total program revenue. So this partnership channel now serves as a thriving revenue stream, helping Ulta surpass its growth goals and reinvent itself as a continued leader in the beauty space. This case study really highlights the power of strategic partnerships and the importance of leveraging data-driven insights alongside industry-leading technology. Today's consumers are more engaged than ever in discovering and researching products, but discovery is just the beginning. Personalization is the key to turning interest in beauty and wellness products into action. So I love HubSpot. Their 2024 State of Marketing report found that 94% of marketers agree personalization boosts sales, while Accenture revealed that 91% of consumers are more likely to shop with brands offering tailored recommendations based on their preferences. So for brands, this means success lies in meeting customers at the intersection of curiosity and connection. Marketers in the health and wellness space should really focus on providing personalized experiences by leveraging influencers and affiliates who authentically align with their audience's preferences and values. More specifically, marketers can use these partners to engage buyers throughout their complex journey, both online and offline. So an example of that, at the awareness stage, influencers can introduce your brand with engaging content on these social platforms, while affiliates, let's say, maybe some coupon loyalty affiliates drive traffic through, content affiliates may drive traffic through blog posts and ads. During consideration, influencers can share product demos, reviews, and when it's time to decide on a purchase, influencers can actually offer these exclusive discount codes that we've seen, while affiliates can drive conversions with optimized landing pages and through listicles and other methods that we've talked about. In fact, a study by Pulse Advertising found that 67% of consumers in the beauty industry turn to influencers before purchasing a new product. So they're definitely key to the journey. Traditional advertising continues to lose relevance. So the key to thriving in this new era is diversifying partnerships and embracing authentic digital-first strategies. By leveraging the power of affiliate and influencer collaborations alongside innovative digital tools, brands can stay ahead of the curve and deeply connect with their target audiences. And again, influencers, especially micro-influencers, are reshaping how brands connect with audiences in these verticals. On Instagram, micro-influencers achieve an average engagement rate of 4.21% compared to just 0.95% for larger accounts. So their close-knit communities make their recommendations more impactful and trusted. So let's finish off with some actionable insights for brands in beauty and wellness. Consumers in these spaces are becoming more intentional in their purchasing, making it critical for brands to optimize their marketing strategies during the research phase. Partnering with content creators and platforms that consumers trust early in the journey can significantly influence decision-making. To capture this momentum earlier, consider creating time-bound incentives, right? Like seasonal specials that drive urgency and encourage purchases ahead of the peak seasons. And lastly, partnership optimization is essential. Evaluate your brand's partner mix across each stage of the consumer journey. Identify what partners deliver the most value at key touch points and ensure your resources are allocated to maximize strategies, to maximize their impact. By refining these strategies, beauty brands can drive stronger engagement, higher conversions, and sustainable growth. So that's it for me. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Christy Eber-Garcia, and you can connect with me on LinkedIn, or I didn't put my email address on this slide, but it's christy.garcia@impact.com. Love to connect with you. Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Christy. I think the running theme that we've been seeing here today is that personalization really is everything. It truly is going to make or break your conversion with a potential customer or a returning customer. So amazing insights overall and such amazing brand examples in there as well. And before I let you go, we're going to go ahead and choose your giveaway winner today for a $75 Visa gift card. We're going to scroll on through here. And congratulations, Matt C. You are taking home that $75 Visa gift card courtesy of Impact.
Congratulations.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Christy. We'll chat soon. Okay, friends, we are on to our last speaker of the day. Last but certainly not least, we have the lovely Jessica, who is the Director of Paid Social from Grow, joining us today. Hello, love. How are you?
I'm doing well, Mia. How are you?
Doing fabulous. Even better now that you're here. I see that you have your deck pulled up. So with that said, the stage is all yours, my love.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Hey guys, I am Jessica Muntz. I am the Director of Paid Social here at Grow. Just for everyone's awareness, Grow is a performance marketing and creative agency in LA that specializes in omni-channel marketing. So really, really excited to kind of jump in with you guys today. We are going to talk about how to scale meta ad creative spend in the beauty industry today without causing a spike in your CPAs. The key to doing that in 2025, short answer, creative. As everyone here knows, I don't have to tell you again, creative is king on Meta these days. If your creative is missing the mark and you are not resonating with your audience, put it simply, you are leaving money on the table. This isn't the glory days of pre-COVID Meta. Sadly, you can't just add budget to your campaign and expect it to scale efficiently with your CPAs. In this environment, your creative strategy is what is going to make or break your ability to scale. So how do we do that? In order to scale efficiently, you need to build a solid framework around creative testing. Your strategy needs to do three things. You need to test new ideas, you need to find what works, and then you need to rapidly iterate off of those top performers. This is kind of how we approach this at Grow. So our first step is going to be to isolate performance variables, starting with visuals and hooks. Here's an example of a beauty brand that we worked with. We ran 3 different visuals using the exact same headline. As you can see from the image on the left, we have a side-by-side of an influencer doing a before and after. In the middle, we have an influencer applying the product. And then of course, on the right, you have just a very clean product shot. All of these visuals have the exact same text overlay to make sure that that messaging is consistent. We would also test the same exact ad copy with all 3 visuals using the same landing page, same CTAs. It's really, really important that you are making sure all of those different variables are consistent, and the visual is the only thing that is changing when you're performing this test. It's important to be able to isolate the variable here so that you can statistically be able to declare a winner among these 3 options. So the next step we're going to do is, once we've identified the top visual, we move on to phase 2. This is going to be where we start testing new variations of the text overlay. So as you can see on this slide, we've got 3 different headlines with the specific visual. So the one on the left, of course, says the makeup hack that changes the game. The one in the middle, I was blown away. And the one on the right, was, sorry, it's so hard to read this. The secret to the most neutral foundation finish in 2024. So what we're really trying to do here is we're trying to find the message that drives the highest engagement from a broader audience. Once we identify that, then we are ready to scale. All right, so the most important step here. So as you can see, we identified the highest performer being the one that had the secret to the most natural foundation finish in 2024 with that little text overlay. So once we identify this as a top performer, then it is time to graduate this ad into our growth campaign, which is an ASC campaign. From there, we will start iterating. We take exactly what worked, that being the visual hook, the text overlay, and then we build variations around that. It's very much so a rinse and repeat process, and we want to make sure that we are moving quickly. That is how we are going to scale without our performance taking a very big hit. So a few metrics when we're evaluating our creative performance that we really want to pay attention to. There's 3 core metrics that we're looking at. The first one is going to be thumb stop rate. I'm sure you guys have heard of this. It's the formula 3-second video views divided by impressions. It tells you if your creative is truly grabbing your user's attention. So this is kind of how we evaluate it. We use a few percentages. 30 to 39% is going to be a good thumb stop rate. 40 to 49% is great. 50%, while it might be rare, it is an exceptional thumb stop rate, and we definitely want to iterate off of that and then scale it. And anything below 30%, that is where we see that we need improvement on that hook. So typically we have anything below that 30%, we will go back to the drawing board and try to see what we can do to get that thumb stop rate up, whether that be testing new hooks, testing new visuals, new overlays. We're working constantly to improve those thumb stop rates because our goal is to get people to slow their scroll. The next metric we're looking at is going to be your click-through rate. Are users clicking to your landing page? Are they watching your videos and not clicking? If they're doing that, you're missing the mark. The goal, especially in such a competitive landscape as the beauty industry, as I'm sure everybody knows, is immediate action. We want users to have a sense of FOMO if they don't interact that moment. The next one we're looking at is going to be your average watch time. So this is going to essentially just measure how long people are staying engaged with your video. So what we would call a good KPI for these is if you have a short video that's shorter than 10 seconds, you want to aim for about 50% of that video watched. If you have a medium video, which is about 10 to 30 seconds, you want to aim for about 35% or more of that video watched. And then a longer length video, anything above 30 seconds, about 20%. All 3 of these KPIs are going to help you identify that winning creative really fast and be able to double down before that fatigue sets in. So now let's get to the scaling part, the best part. So once you have a winner, your next move is going to be to graduate that ad into your Advantage Shopping Plus campaigns. These Advantage Shopping Plus campaigns, it comes as no surprise, I'm sure, but these are going to be your primary growth engine in the account. But make sure you are following Meta's best practices when you do that. Never add fewer than 15 to 20 creatives, or never have fewer than 15 to 20 creatives live in that campaign. Meta needs a high volume of assets to optimize efficiently. Also, don't move assets too early. Make sure that you have a clear performance winner before you move that ad. And then we get to the tricky part. What works in one account, as I'm sure you guys know, is not necessarily going to work in another account, which kind of leads me to point number 2. One size does not fit all. You need to be treating every ad account as if it's its own ecosystem. I've worked with several clients throughout my career where scaling was really simple. Move the winning ads, same post IDs into your ASC campaigns, then just add budget. Performance takes off, CPAs remain efficient. Don't we miss those days of Meta? But we all know that's not the reality anymore of 2025. So what do? We combine great creative with great media buying tactics. At the beginning of the year, I worked with a client who, as hard as I tried, I could not get our ABO campaigns to work properly during my creative testing. They had really, really rigorous CPA goals, and those CPAs were just not hitting where I wanted them to hit when I was testing in ABO campaigns. So I had to pivot. I decided to launch my creative test in an ASC campaign without a bid cap, which basically allowed Meta free range to do whatever it wanted with my CPAs, which is scary. But once the campaign had enough data, which took about 7 days, we added a CPA bid cap, kind of like putting training wheels on the campaign. Over time, as more conversions came in, Meta started to learn, and that CPA continued to drop week over week because Meta was learning really, really quickly what was resonating with the audience best. And then we just continued to feed in that growth campaign and can feed in the growth, or excuse me, the winners from our top performers in some other campaigns. So remember, every account behaves differently. Scaling requires agility and ongoing testing. And within Meta, you have to constantly be testing. You can't just do a one size fits all kind of strategy and expect it to work. And finally, when you're scaling across multiple platforms, I encourage you to zoom out and look at the omni-channel performance. Here's kind of a real example that I experienced this year. We were running ads for a client on Pinterest, Meta, and Amazon. Pinterest looked like it wasn't working. However, it had tons of clicks, high click-through rate, but just no in-platform conversions. But when we checked Amazon, we could see that sales jumped very similar or very closely when we launched Pinterest. When we paused Pinterest, Amazon sales dipped. So just because a platform isn't closing the sale does not mean that it is not driving value upstream. That's why if you're serious about omni-channel advertising, use tools like Triple Whale. They give you a full funnel view across every platform so you can see exactly what's influencing conversion and not just what's taking credit. Because at the end of the day, you cannot optimize what you can't see. So to wrap it up, put a bow on everything. Scaling efficiently in Meta is absolutely doable still. You just have to do the following things. You have to build a creative testing strategy. You have to move quickly, use data to guide those decisions, treat every ad account as its own ecosystem, and then always zoom out to view the full customer journey. If you get that right, you won't just scale, you will scale profitably. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking your time today. As a thank you for everyone that joined, Grow will be offering a complimentary ad account and creative audit for you guys, and will provide a few new creative concepts that you can test in your accounts.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jessica. I loved what you were saying about data-backed decisions, because it is so, so, so important to make sure that you as a brand are not just throwing spaghetti at the wall to just kind of like see what sticks. You're going to waste so much money. And I'm sure so many brands are feeling it right now. So many prices are just rising across the board. So if we want to scale efficiently, the way to do that is with data-backed decision making. So overall, fantastic presentation, Jessica. And I'm going to choose our giveaway winner today for that complimentary ad and creative audit. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll on through here. And our giveaway winner today is April Martin. Congratulations, April. You are taking home that complimentary ad and creative audit courtesy of Jessica and the Grow team. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jessica. Beautiful. We will chat soon. And before I let you guys go, because we are just about done with today's session, but I have just a few more little notes for y'all. If you guys enjoyed today's session and you're interested in learning more about Triple Whale, or you have any questions about Triple Whale, you are more than welcome to reach out to me at mia@triplewhale.com, or connect with me on LinkedIn. That way you can stay updated on all of our different webinars and events and all that good stuff. It has been such a pleasure being your host today, and I had the best time ever with all of you, and I look forward to our next session. Stay tuned, because again, we have whale watching webinars every month. So I will catch you all later, and yeah, happy Thursday, everyone. We'll chat soon. Bye.